My wife's coworker kept visiting our house, so I quietly gathered proof with his wife. I found out about my wife's coworker because of a car in my driveway. We had been married almost 3 years, and the first year was fine. Then she changed in small ways. She worked late more often. She smiled at her phone during dinner. If I walked behind her, she turned the screen down fast. When I asked about it, she said I was being weird. So I stopped asking and started watching. One afternoon, I came home early because a job got canceled. A car I didn't know was in my driveway. I parked down the street and waited. About 40 minutes later, a man walked out of my house, fixed his shirt, checked the street, and drove away. 20 minutes after that, my wife texted me, asking when I'd be home. I told her I was stuck at work. That was when I stopped acting confused and started getting proof. 2 weeks later, I hired a private investigator. I still came home and listened to my wife talk like I hadn't seen a stranger leave our house. Within a month, I had hotel receipts, photos, timestamps, and locations. The man was her coworker. They had been meeting for almost a year. He was married too, with 3 kids. I sat with the folder for days, waiting until I could act calmly. Then an unknown number called me. It was his wife. She had found messages on his phone. Not enough to prove it all, but enough to know he had been lying. Her voice shook when she said he kept making her feel crazy for asking questions. I told her I had proof, and we met the next day. I brought the folder. She brought screenshots. For 3 hours, we matched dates. His fake work dinner matched my wife's late shift. My wife's friend emergency matched a hotel charge. A photo matched a morning he claimed he was taking their kid to school early. We didn't cry. We were too busy seeing how much had happened right in front of us. After that, we kept meeting to plan. We made copies, talked to lawyers, and agreed not to warn either of them. Meanwhile, our spouses kept acting normal. My wife made dinner plans with me. Her husband sent grocery lists. Then they kept sneaking out like nobody knew. Somewhere in all those meetings, things shifted. His wife understood the shame without me explaining it. One night, she joked that our spouses planned like teenagers, and I laughed for the first time in months. We started talking after the planning was done. I won't dress it up. We crossed a line. I won't pretend it was noble, but I also won't pretend I hated it. For once, I felt seen instead of compared and pushed aside. Still, the proof stayed the main thing. One night, I finally read the messages I had been avoiding. I thought I knew the worst part. I didn't. My wife and her coworker had joked about his wife's body after 3 kids. Then I found what she said about me. She told him private things about my fertility issues, things I had only trusted her with because she was my wife. She said she felt cheated being with someone like me. She said I didn't feel like a real man to her. He answered with laughing emojis. I closed the laptop and sat in the dark. I wasn't loud. I didn't throw anything. I just felt the last part of my marriage turn off. The next morning, I called my lawyer and told him to finish the papers. We had no kids together, no house together, and no messy joint accounts, so the split could be clean if I stayed calm. For 2 more weeks, I lived beside my wife and let her think nothing had changed. She asked about a summer trip. I said we could talk soon. Then she got careless again. One Friday, she told me she had to stay late for a team project. His wife got the same story about a work dinner. The investigator sent the hotel address, and we both knew it was time. I printed 2 folders. One had divorce papers. One had receipts, photos, timestamps, and the worst messages. I put them on the kitchen table before my wife came home. At 9:18, her key turned in the lock. She walked in smiling, holding takeout, and said, "I thought we could eat and talk about July." I told her to sit down. She saw the folders and stopped smiling. First, she asked if this was about money. Then she opened the first page and saw the hotel receipt. Her face changed. She said, "It wasn't what I thought." I turned the pages myself. Photo, timestamp, location, another receipt. Then I slid the printed messages in front of her, the ones where she mocked his wife and then mocked me. "Read that one out loud," I said. She shook her head. My phone buzzed on the table. His wife had sent one sentence. "He has the folder." I turned the screen toward my wife, and that was when she understood both marriages were ending at the same time. I set a pen beside the divorce papers and told her the truth was already bigger than anything she could deny. She stared at the messages, then signed the F.